Hello, how's it going? I hope you're doing fabulous and enjoying life. This is Drew over here at our Arcturus Cinema headquarters. In today's video, I'm going to be diving in to a common frustration for entrepreneurs and business owners, or maybe you're just a content creator trying to create your own brand and all that stuff. So the common frustration that we're going to be talking about today is brand visibility. How do you expand or broaden or what have you, your brand visibility when you just have a limited budget? Like, what are things that you can do that will improve that stuff? And a great example is my friend Mike over here. Mike, you're starting up a new brand, I hear, with your Martian business, right?
Yes, I want to build my brand, but moving here on Earth, I have a limited budget.
Well, you're in for a treat, Mike. We are going to dive into this right now. And by the way, I'm looking forward to learning more about your Martian brand, but for another time. Right now, let's just go ahead and dive in. So this is a common pain point, a common problem a lot of business owners, entrepreneurs, content creators have is how do I expand my business? How do I expand my brand? Right. And get more people aware of this wonderful brand that I'm creating, right? How do I do that? Especially if you don't have a huge budget for ads or those types of things, right? What can you do? I highly recommend that you go on the platform where your audience, your ideal client is spending the most time, and just engage and get in some meaningful conversations on there and the comments and all that jazz. And the other component to that that's going to save you a ton of time is take advantage of the free scheduling tools on these platforms. LinkedIn and Facebook / Instagram, they have scheduling tools that you can use to schedule out your content. And the benefit of that is once your content is scheduled out, that way you have more time to spend DMing people, having these meaningful conversations in the DMs as well as in the comments. And it will just make the better use of your time. And the other benefit of doing this approach with the engagement is that it is going to help the algorithm like you more. That's right. If you're engaging more with people on the platform, both on Facebook and on LinkedIn, what's going to happen is the algorithm is going to show your content to more people, especially on LinkedIn. If you are leaving meaningful comments and liking people's posts, and you're doing that, and you are just being a great, person on the platform and putting out quality content, your content is going to be shown to more people. And then, of course, the advantage to that is you're going to get more engagement and all that fun stuff. So it's highly recommended that you do that, try that out. And like I mentioned before, you want to definitely take advantage of the scheduling things. There's so many different scheduling tools. So if your ideal client profile is not on LinkedIn or Facebook, there's other things like Canva that you can use that are really, really user-friendly, where not only can you make content on Canva, but if you subscribe to their I forget the name of their subscription, but if you subscribe to Canva, you also have social media calendar and scheduling tools there as well. And there's other ones that you can use. So, but I think Canva also is really, really great if you are looking to create. You can even do videos on Canva, like little animations that you can throw in your logo. You can change the colors. And Canva is so super user friendly. So you can totally take advantage of Canva. It's free, and I use it all the time for my YouTube thumbnails and for my podcast, doing the little graphics promoting that. So I just, again, I can't emphasize enough. There's so many free tools. Definitely take advantage of them. And especially with AI, right? You have ChatGPT, you also have Claude, and those are really powerful when it comes to creating content ideas, when it comes to creating a content calendar. And then also what's great about both those AI tools is it can help you come up with a strategy tailored to your brand, right? And it can help you come up with your ICP how to, come up with a good strategy of how you can engage with them, how you can interact with them, how can you create content tailored to them. And that's also going to expand your brand awareness because you're really dialing in your messaging and to those people who resonate with your content, right? So, and the other thing that you can do that is so huge and overlooked that is definitely going to help expand your brand is to go on podcasts. There's literally a Facebook group where it's all about, hey, I need a guest. I forget the name of the Facebook group. I think it's I need a guest or something like that. But there's Facebook groups. There's, I'm sure, groups on LinkedIn where they're all centered around finding guests for their podcasts. So definitely go on there. Get yourself on some podcasts. Often they are free, and podcasts are such a great way for you to expand your brand because most podcast hosts have no problem giving you a copy of the episode that you can put on your own YouTube or LinkedIn or whatever. Though there is a caveat. If you're going to put your copy of that podcast episode on YouTube and the host already has it on YouTube, you have to change one frame because otherwise YouTube won't show it to people. So as long as you go in the YouTube editor when you upload it and you change something to the video, just one frame, YouTube will count it as a different video. So just keep that in mind. That's really important because you don't want to get the copy of your podcast episode, put it on YouTube and it get no views. So, and that's something I learned recently. So definitely make sure to do that. But like I said, you can easily change it in YouTube. So it's not a big deal. Doing collaborations is another great way for you to expand your brand. If you have someone in a similar space, like let's say you're a realtor and a mortgage person who does a podcast, you guys could do like a podcast swap if you have a podcast as well, and you could be guesting each other's podcasts, right? So that could be one thing that you can do. And of course, who could forget networking? Networking is a fantastic way to build your brand and expand your brand is through networking. And so you definitely don't want to discount networking. Meetup and Eventbrite are fantastic ways to find wonderful networking events tailored to businesses, tailored to content creation, you name it. So definitely check that out. And another thing that you want to definitely check out when it comes to building your brand awareness or expanding your brand rather, is to do what's called the trifecta. So you want to, I highly recommend you do this, is to create your YouTube channel, right? If you haven't already done so, and then have that on the description linked to your blog, and then have your blog essentially just be the description of your YouTube video, right? But and then blog post would have your YouTube video on it as well, and then that all connects to a weekly newsletter, which you can do through LinkedIn, and then you have the weekly newsletter, and that also can feature your YouTube channel as well, and in the blog. I mean, not in the blog, in the newsletter. Newsletter can mention a new episode of your coming out, or a new video coming out, and then having that trifecta can be a great way to spread your brand awareness online. Because you're getting people at different angles, and they're all backlinked to each other. So YouTube video description is linking to your newsletter and your blog, encouraging people to check both of those out. Another pro tip when it comes to YouTube, which is hugely powerful for growing your audience online, especially if you're using the blog and a newsletter of some kind, this is a game changer. And so what you can do is on your blog or on your newsletter, when you're like, hey, come check out my latest video here, and the video could be any of your videos. You have the link to that video instead of being the actual link to that video, that YouTube video. What you do is you have the link to that video actually be the auto subscribe link, right? So you make your YouTube auto subscribe link, and then you when you have that thumbnail of the video and you hyperlink it with the auto subscribe link, what you want to do is go to your channel settings on YouTube and set your channel intro video to that video. And so people, when they click on that video to watch it, they will be prompted to subscribe. And then once they subscribe, then they'll see on your channel, the first video will be that video. And it's brilliant for increasing your subscribers. It's a new strategy I learned about, and I just started implementing it. So I highly recommend you check that out, because YouTube is huge for building your brand online. Of course, you can build your brand on LinkedIn, Facebook, on other platforms, but YouTube is fantastic, especially if you're doing the Trifecta model and you have a LinkedIn newsletter and you also have a blog. I just find that to be fantastic. And then another thing that you can do that to really help grow your brand is that is for free, is to take your existing content that you already have and just repurpose it somehow. I mean, you probably have so much content that you don't even know about or you've forgotten about, especially previous podcasts or whatever episodes, or it could be like old behind the scenes videos or old interview videos where you were interviewed. You know, like just because you have an old video doesn't mean you can't still use it. You could totally re-edit it or do something where you're reacting to it. You could do reaction style videos where you're reacting to your own old video and you have the picture-in-picture style and you're just talking about it, right? So there's just so many things that you can do with your existing content, and you can repurpose it. And a lot of times, even if you just repost the same old video like from a year ago now, and you repurpose it and you just change the title and stuff, most people aren't going to care. So highly recommend that as well. Like, I cannot recommend that enough. So anyway, I hope you found this useful. Again, I highly recommend you figure out where your ideal audience, your ideal customer, where they're spending the most time online, and you go there and you make, you engage in conversations, leave meaningful comments. Definitely take advantage of the scheduling tools that are for free on LinkedIn and Facebook especially, and definitely take advantage of the AI tools when it comes to coming up with a strategy and content ideas that can help create content that really is going to resonate with the people you want to attract. So that's huge. And then definitely look out for a guest, being a guest on a podcast. There's many podcasts that you can be a guest on for free. So definitely that's a huge one as well. And then having a YouTube channel, a blog, and a newsletter, using those three and connected to each other in tandem, that can definitely expand your brand as well. So definitely want to check that out. And then lastly, we covered just take advantage of your existing content. You have any closing thoughts, Mr. Mike? You have anything you'd like to say?
Wow, Drew, that was a lot of really cool tips. Thank you so much.
Hey, you're most welcome, Mike. I am so glad I could give you some really cool tips that help grow your Martian brand. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for checking out this video again. If you really enjoyed it and found it entertaining as well as educational, please leave a like and subscribe. I'm going to be putting out more videos, and you want to be updated for the next one, right? Anyway, thank you so much for watching. You guys have a good one.